What do you think of when I do this? If you said yoga, you are absolutely correct. For 5,000 years, people have been practicing yoga in order to enhance their mental, physical, and emotional health. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit word meaning to unite or to join. And as Stella Weller says in her book, Finding Balance and Serenity in Everyday Life, yoga is the practice of uniting one's mind, body, and spirit. I've been practicing yoga for over 8 years, and I'm in the process of getting my certification to become a yoga instructor. And although there are many dimensions to yoga, today I'm going to focus on 2, yoga breathing and yoga postures. And along the way, I'm going to share with you some of the health benefits that come along with these simple yoga practices. First, I'm going to go over yoga breathing. Breathing has been an essential part of yoga for centuries. There are 4 major stages in the breathing process. The first is inhalation, the second, pause, the third, exhalation, and the fourth, a pause. It goes something like this. When you inhale, you feel the breath coming from deep within your belly. And as you pause, you will feel the breath rising up, and you focus just to feel the breath around your heart. And as you exhale, you feel the breath moving smoothly from your throat and out of your mouth. And as you pause the final time, it needs to be prolonged and deliberate, because this is what completes the cycle of yoga breathing until the new inhalation begins. Now you may be asking yourselves, why does yoga concentrate on something so ordinary like breathing? Well, the reason is this. When you breathe properly, the amount of oxygen that enters your brain and your bloodstream, it allows your body to relax, and it allows you to concentrate better than you normally would. For example, as Vinla Lavani, author of The Power of Yoga, writes, correct breathing rejuvenates the entire system by sending increased oxygen into the bloodstream to nourish and revitalize the internal organs. The deeper you breathe, the calmer the mind becomes. So now that we've learned about yoga breathing, I'm going to move on to yoga postures. I'm going to demonstrate 3 postures that I find extremely beneficial to me: the tree pose, the triangle bow pose, and the king of the dance pose. First, let's start with the tree pose. So I'm going to start and shift all of my weight onto my left foot. I'm then going to take my right foot and insert it into my left thigh. I'm going to take my hands in front of me and press my palms together. And as I raise my arms over my head, I'm going to stare at a fixed point ahead of me. I usually hold this pose for about 30 seconds to a minute. This pose helps to strengthen your thighs, calves, ankles, and your back. And it also helps to improve your balance. The second pose I'm going to do is the triangle bow pose. You start with your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. You then take your arms straight out across your body with your palms facing down. You then touch your left hand to the floor while the opposite arm stretches towards the ceiling. You then take your head and gaze up towards the ceiling. This pose helps with your blood circulation, and it stretches your torso and your neck. The third and final pose I'm going to do today is the king of the dance pose. You take your right foot into your right hand and extend your left arm forward. And as you raise your left arm, you raise your right leg as high as possible. You hold this pose also for 30 seconds to a minute. Not only does this pose help greatly with balance, but it also stretches out your hips, your legs, and your torso. So today we've learned about 2 dimensions of yoga: yoga breathing and yoga postures. Developed across centuries and now practiced worldwide, yoga is helping millions of people to unite their mind, body, and spirit. Donna Farhi, author of 5 books on yoga, emphasizes that yoga affects the whole body and the whole person. Each movement, she says, demands that we hone some aspect of our consciousness and use ourselves in a whole new way. As yoga practitioners have known for centuries, a few simple movements can do a whole lot of good. Thank you.